Good morning to all. Myself Professor Archana from IIT ISM Dhanbad. We are in course of Introduction to Python and Petroleum Data Analytics. We are in week 8. In the last class, I discussed about the feature engineering. Under that, we covered the power transformer and quantile transformer. In today's discussion, I am going to discuss under the feature engineering handling missing data, where I will be starting with complete case analysis. Then I will be moving to handling missing data in case of a numerical data using the simple imputer. So first let's see how we do handle the missing data. In the previous classes, I do discuss about the using the panda, how we are replacing the values. Okay, so today some bit detailing we are going to talk regarding handling the missing values. So when we have some missing value, so what is the missing value? First we require to understand it. So this is the, we do have a feature and these are the different columns. So this is the feature 1, feature 2, feature 3, and then the missing value would be corresponding to the row. So this is the row 1. So this the row 1 will have a value corresponding to all the feature in corresponding row. Similarly, row 2 will have the value in corresponding to every feature. It will be the values filled it here. In some cases, we come across in the real world scenarios where in the particular to this feature, feature 1, we are having the so many values missing in the particular column. Okay. There would be chances when we are having the missing values in more than 2-3 columns. Okay, so here how we are going to handle the missing values. Okay, so first we will be understanding when we do have a missing value, what we can do directly, we can remove the column. So if I have the missing value in this particular column second rows, and I have the missing values in particular feature. So what I am going to do, wherever the missing values are there, I am going to completely eradicate those rows. So wherever there is a missing value, that rows will be removed. So that's the first thing. When we do have to handle the missing value, simply what we are doing, we are removing the rows. Second thing, what we do have, when we do have the missing value, we do not want to remove the rows. Okay, what we want to do, we want to impute. That means we want to fill the data. So filling the data is possible using the univariate analysis, and the second thing, we do have a multivariate analysis. So here we will be understanding what is the univariate analysis and what is the multivariate analysis. So see, this is my one table, okay, and this the feature I am talking about. So this the feature I do have, and corresponding to all the feature I do have a observation. So these are the observation. So observation is what? It is nothing but the rows, and the feature is the variables. Okay, so these are the feature which we can call it variables as well. So we are talking about the feature and observation or row. So when in particular feature we do not have a values, assume we are missing the values in this particular feature. So what we are going to do in case of a univariate analysis, we are going to simply take the either mean. So again, under the univariate analysis, the data we may have the numerical data type or categorical data type. So if we are discussing or we are having the numerical data, so this feature 1 is the type of numeric data, and there is some missing values here. So what we can do, either we can replace that value with the mean of this column or median of this column, or maybe some any arbitrary value, or maybe some random value, or maybe something called the end of the distribution, which all we are going to discuss. Then the other data type under the univariate, we do have the categorical data. So under the categorical data, if this feature 2, this is the next feature, it is the categorical in type, and we do have some missing value in the particular column. So what we can do, either we can replace with the mode, that is the most frequent occurrences, and then another thing, we can mention simply missing value, and we can let our algorithm to know, okay, this particular feature is having some missing value, and which is categorical in nature, so I'm just putting it missing value. Otherwise, what we can do in case of a categorical, we can just replace with the mode. So this is the case of the univariate analysis, when we are replacing the particular column value with its statistical parameter like a mean, median. That's the one thing. Other thing what we can do, we can put it some any arbitrary value, okay, or maybe some random value, or there is something end of the distribution, which each one we will be discussing. Then talking about the multivariate analysis, when we are inputting the value or we have the multivariate analysis. So in this case, what we can take, again we are taking this the column which is not having the value, which is missing the value. So in place of only concerning about this column, what we are going to do to fill this particular column value, we are going to take the help from the other feature also. Maybe this is the column 1 I have. So column 1, column 2, column 3. So these are the different feature. So to fill this value, I am going to take the help from the other column as well. So this is something we do have a multivariate analysis. So under the multivariate analysis, we do have the KNN imputer, and then we do have the iterative imputer. So these two again we are going to discuss under this topic. So let's start with. So this the one first case is the one we require to handle the missing values, and we are suggesting, okay, let's remove the rows. So let's remove the row when it is applicable, and in what cases we have to replace the row. That's the first thing we require to see that. So how to handle the missing value? So one thing was suggested, remove the row itself, and the second thing is the remove the column itself. Okay, so remove the column, this also sometimes happens if we do have any column value, that is the feature or column, we do have more than 95% data is missing. So there is a, if more than 95% data is missing, in that case sometimes we have to remove the that feature itself. Okay, because if missing value is enormous, so this is not going to add anything in the algorithm. Okay, and then the other important thing, when to remove the rows itself. So this is the one thing which we call it complete case analysis, or we call list wise deletion. So what is this? It consists in discarding observation. So that is observation we are mentioning row, where values in any of the variable, that means column, are missing. So in that case, when we do have to discard the observation, that means the row, when we are having missing value in particular column, that's the thing what we mention it complete case analysis or CCA. So this the complete case analysis, what it means literally, complete case analysis, what it means, analyzing only those observations for which there is an information in all of the variable in the data set. So we do have this. So if this is the missing, so I will remove this observation or row, it will be get it removed. Now this the one, it is having all the values, so it will be taken into the consideration, and we will consider this particular observation or row we will be considering. Again, the third two places it is missing, so I am going to discard this row. Okay, so this the one, only I am going to consider those rows which is having the value. Okay, so what is the assumption of a complete case analysis? So the first assumption, data are missing completely at random. So the word has been given MCAR. So when we are moving with CCA, one thing we require to take it out, the data are completely missing at random. So data are missing completely at random, MCR. So how this we are going to cross verify? This we are going to see in the code. Okay, so if we remove the data randomly, then data distribution will be after removal or before removal should be same. So when we are deleting the particular observation in case of a MCAR, so what we are going to do, that we are going to see the distribution of a data. Okay, so distribution of data for particular column. Okay, so I was taking the column some feature. Okay, feature X I was taking. So I will be seeing the distribution of the feature before deletion and after deletion. If there is no changes in the distribution of the data, then okay, my deletion is okay, it is improper, it is not going to create any problem. Then again another thing, when we are going to take this one complete case analysis, then when you do have the data missing is less than 5%. So this is the not the hard rule, but normally we do take 5%. If 5% data is missing, we can go ahead with the complete case analysis. Okay, so what is the advantage? That easy to implement, okay, as no data manipulation is required, because what simply we are doing, we are just calling drop any function from the pandas to drop those rows. Okay, then second, what advantage is there? When we are doing that deletion, we do preserve the variable distribution. So after the deletion and before the deletion, my distribution is, data distribution is the same. Okay, so these are the two advantages. So when we do talk about the disadvantage, so what we can take, it can exclude a large fraction of your original data set if missing data is abandoned. Okay, so that's a disadvantage. Second one, excluded observation could be informative for the analysis if data is not missing at random. So maybe assume we do have the 10,000 record. Okay, so if 500 record, okay, continuously from 0th row to 499 row, it is missing, and we have just dropped this one, and similar case from bottom again we do have a 500 record missing from 10,000 to 9950. Okay, 950. Okay, so this is the from here to here. If data is continuously missing and we are simply dropping those rows, so this case it may be problematic, because this is not, doesn't seems like it is a random missing value, it is a continuity data is missing. So maybe some experimental fault, or maybe some during the data log there may be some instrumental fault. Okay, so in this scenario, this applying the CCA is not a advisable choice. Okay, so this is a disadvantage with respect to these two. Okay, so when to use, the another question arises, when to use the CCA? When you do have missing data completely at random. Okay, and the second rule, we do have if data is missing less than 5% in any column. Okay, and if you have 95% data is missing in any column, that time we may remove that column. Okay, so we will see this one. This is the first thing, missing data analysis, complete case analysis through the code, and how we are going to cross verify that one after the deletion data is a, it does maintain the shape or not. Through the code we are going to see that. So I have put it, already mentioned the written the code, so we will go one by one. Okay, so let's see that. Okay, so this is the one code I am talking about. Okay, so first thing what we have to do, we require to import the pandas as a PD. Okay, okay, so first we are importing panda as a PD. Then next what we are doing it, numpy as a NP. Then we are going to use some plotting. So import matplotlib.pyplot as a PLT. Okay, so here I am using one data, that is a science job data. Okay, and this data I am going to use for missing the record, complete case analysis. Okay, so first let's see the what is the structure of the data. So as we can see it, okay, so this is the my data frame. Okay, so this is my data frame where I do have enroll ID, city development. Okay, so the couple of the information we do have. So let's see the more detailing of this one. So how many rows we do have? 19,158 rows and 13 column we do have here in this case. Okay, now next what we are going to do, first we are going to check null values. Okay, if any column is null, so we will calculate the mean and then multiply by 100. So just once you do this one, okay, so we are able to see all the 13 column, and so here we can see it. Okay, now we are here at this point. Okay, so df dot is null, we are checking dot mean, and we are taking 100% into 100. So what we are able to see, that we can see the percentage which is missing currently of mean. Okay, so here some column is no data is missing. Okay, so first we require to focus on the column which is having the data less than 5%. So which column is having the data less than 5%? One is the city development index. Second, we do have the enroll university. Then we do have the education label. Then we are having some column like experience, it is also 0.33. Okay, then we have the training hour. Okay, so these are the column which is having the data less than 5%. Other column, if you will analyze gender, okay, and major discipline, and then company size and company type, this is having the data more than 5%. So currently we are not disturbing those column, only we are focusing on the column which is having the data less than 5%. Okay, so first let's see the shape of that. So already we have seen 19,158 rows and 13 columns. So that's the one we do have. Now I have put one column, and what I am checking, if data is I have put one code here, and this piece of the code will get me the column which is having the record is null mean value less than 5% and greater than 0. Okay, so some we can see it here, it is a 0 also, like enroll id, all information we do have available, city, all the information, so that's why it is showing you 0. Okay, so only we wanted the record which is having less than 5% or greater than 0. So this the column it has enlisted. Once we run this piece of a code, this the column it has enlisted. So now we have to focus on this column. So just after enlisting that one, we do have one function sample. When we apply to df.calls, okay, and then sample 5, okay, so 5 record we are able to see. Similarly we can see the 10 record if you put the 10. Okay, so this sample will what it does, how it is different from the head and tail. If you will mention it here head, okay, only top record will be given, top first 5 record. Similarly for the tail, bottom 5 record will be given. But when we put the sample, it will give you one idea of the data. So we will call that one df.calls. We are calling sample 10. So this is the record we do have. Now what we wanted to check, for the column we wanted to check if we will apply the drop any function, what the rest information we will have it. So what we are doing, ln df calls dot drop any, then we are checking this dividing by length of df. So how many record after dropping we are still having 89% of record we will have still. Okay. Now what we are doing, this the drop we are making, putting into the new column, new df equal to df dot call drop any. Okay. And then we wanted to see that what is the shape of the old one and what is the shape of the new one. Okay. So this the new data frame we have. So this is the shape of the old one, 19,158, and this is the shape of the new one, 17,182. So total how many, only in new df we only concerned about this the 5 column which currently have, and we are working on that one. So whatever the null value were there, through the code we have dropped it. After dropping, what we are able to see, okay, these are the value which we do have it. Okay, once we done this one, now we have not null value in any of the column. What simply wanted to check, whatever the operation we have done it, we have dropped the rows. Okay, so after removing the rows, is data distribution is proper or not. So to do this activity, only we are working on the 5 column. So we are going to see this. If first you analyze this 5 column, so this is the first one, city development index, then it is a numeric one, then the go to experience, this is also the numeric one, then we do have the training hour, this is also the numeric one. So these are the column which are the numeric one. Okay, and then 2 column we do have here, that is the categorical one, that is the enroll university, and then the education level. So these 2 column we do have the categorical one. So now once we see, we are here. Okay, so once we see this, okay, we are able to see the shape. Now we wanted to apply the histogram, and applying the histogram, it will let us know, give us the idea after dropping the column, okay, what is the data structure before and after. Okay, so just we are wanted to check this new df hist bin 50 we are doing, density true, size we are specifying plt dot so. So once you run this one, it is able to do this histogram, it is putting for all the column for the new one. Okay, now we can see for the numeric one, the histogram it has been plotted for city development index, experience, and then training hour. Now what we are going to do, we are going to do this each column. Like first I will be taking the training R, okay, and I will be plotting the data for the DF, that is the original data which is having the null values in the training R column, and the new DF which is not having the null values, okay, and this DF is having the column training R and it is not having any null values. So let's put that one in the code. So what I'm doing it, we are doing the subplot, okay, so figure.plt.figure, then we have specified the all this coding parameter we have put it, okay, and now we are doing df.training R, okay, and what we are doing, we are plotting the histogram that is done with the red color, and the new df training R we are doing it with the blue color. So seeing once you run this piece of a code, what you can see, this red one is for the older one, okay, original data, and the blue one is for the new data frame, okay. So these the completely overlapping are there, and seeing the structure of the plot, we can easily tell that the data distribution has not been distorted or disturbed, okay. So dropping this particular column data corresponding to row, it was a good idea, okay. Now it has not disturbed your distribution, okay. Now next I will be taking the experience column. The same thing has been done it here. Again what you can see, this red color is for the older data DF column, and the new data blue color is for the new DF where the rows has been dropped. Okay, so again there is some minor changes are there but not that very major one. Okay, now we can see the another with respect to development city, similar observation we can make it out here as well. Okay, now the same thing what we can do, that we can see the same thing with the using the density plot. So here for the training R I have put the density plot and the code which we have discussed previously in the matplotlib. So we do have the good understanding of the matplotlib. So simply what we have to do, we are from df we are calling the column, okay, and then plot dot density we are making red color for the older data original data, and new data I am making it blue. So again we can see this density plot is getting overlapped to each other, okay. So similarly I can do for the other column as well. For experience again you can see overlap, for city development index again you can see the overlap. So what we can see it here, when we have dropped the particular rows has been removed, okay. After removing also we have taken care how much percentage of data was missing. So initially what we have find it out, 5% data was missing. So once we deleted that, the one column which is having less than 5% data missing, data structure, data distribution is still the same. So this is the perfectly fine. Now one more thing we can see it here, the other column with respect to categorical data what required to take care. Okay. So this was my categorical data. So the column was the enroll university and the second one was the education level. So when we are talking about the categorical data, so first we required to see that how many data are there. So in enroll university, how many different distinct data are there in particular column, that is enroll university. So similarly with respect to education level column, how many distinct data we do have and what is the ratio. So let's first see that one. So what in the case of categorical data, what we require to take care, when we are dropping the particular column, values are missing and the rows is getting dropped. So for the particular categorical data we require to check after the dropping and before the dropping, this the ratio of the particular category value it should be maintained. So after deletion or before deletion. Okay, so for that there is some, okay. So I was here. So what I am checking, I have put it one, I have written the code, and what I am checking here in this code, temp equal to pd.concatenate we are doing, and we are doing for this role university and new university, and value count we are taking for the distinct one. So under the university what we do have this, the column name I have given original, and this is the after complete case analysis. So under the enroll university I have the feature that is a distinct value, that is a no enrollment, full-time course and part-time course. So here you can see in the original it was 72%. After doing the CCA complete case analysis, still it is a more or less same, 0.73, here 0.72. Other parameter also we can check, it is a 0.196, it is a 0.20, then here 0.006, 0.064. So what we can see, the ratio after the deletion and before original one, it is a not much changing. So in case of a categorical data, we require to take care of this particular thing. Similarly, I did it for education label. Okay, so you can see for the education label, same piece of the code, df education label column we are working dot value count, and then we are checking in that particular how many were there by len df. Okay, then same thing for this one, and then we are assigning this operation we are doing axis 1. Okay, now again what we are doing it here, checking that given the temp column original and cca. So under education level we do have the different value, graduate, master, like that. So each one we can see it here. Okay, so this is the ratio we require to see. In the original it was 60, after cca also it is 61. Similarly master it was 22, and after cca it is, so this the ratio is being maintained in the original and after deletion. So that's the thing we require to check here. Okay, so this is about our CCA. Okay, one more thing was done here for enroll university. We are checking the value count. Okay, so that's the one previously, because this we wanted to check. So this the all we have to do for the complete case analysis. So in case of the complete case analysis, uh, first we require to check what the percentage of data it is missing. Okay, that's the first activity. If the data is missing less than 5%, okay, then only we require to work on the particular column. And then what we have to do, we require to drop the particular rows value. And another thing, after that we require to check the column data structure is same or it has been distorted. So using the matplotlib, we can see that using the histogram or density plot we are able to make it out. Okay, the value was maintain the distribution. Okay, so this is about our complete case analysis. Now we will go back to the okay. Now the second we do have here, under the handling missing data, we do have the numerical data, and using the simple imputer we are going to do that. So when we do mention handling the numerical data, we do have again univariate analysis or multivariate analysis, which I was mentioning. So under the univariate analysis, first we do have the mean median, which only I am going to discuss, then rest we will be discussing in the next class. So to understand this, so let's do some talk about this one. So in case of a univariate analysis, when we are doing the mean median imputation, okay, so what is the benefit? First thing, it is a simple. And what is the advantage? Again, if it is a simple, and if data is missing less than 5% only, then only we require to apply the mean median imputation. Okay, and what is the disadvantage? It changes the data distribution shape. When we are deleting the data under the CCA complete case analysis, what we have seen, we have checked the data distribution shape. So data distribution shape was not changed. But in case of mean median imputation, we do have the data distribution shape change. Why? Because now we are replacing with the mean or median. So all the data, when we do have like more data is getting replaced with the mean, so it will be try to come near to the mean. So that's why there is a changes in the distribution of the shape. So similarly it would be true if you have the data skewed data when we are talking about. So that time when we are doing to change with the median, again it will try to data shape will be get changed. Okay, and then one more disadvantage with respect to this one, we do have the new outlier appearance in the data. Okay, then there would be changes in the variance, covariance changes would be also there. So when to use, that's the question. So when we have the missing data completely at random, and when data is missing less than 5%, then only we have to apply this one. Okay, so let's go back to the code and we will see this how it works. Okay, to work with this one, okay, what first we require to import the libraries. So we have already imported the library here. Okay, import pandas as a pt, and then import numpy as a np, and then import myPlotLib.pyplot as a PLT. So we require to import this one. Okay, now we are going back to the one. Today we are working on simple imputer. Okay, then some more import we require to do from sklearn.model selection. We are importing train test split. Then from sklearn.impute we are importing simple imputer. We are working on that. Then previously we do discuss about the column transformer. So here I am using the column transformer also just to see this one. Okay. Okay, so just let's run this one. Okay. Now this the data frame I am going to work. So just let's see what is this data frame is all about. Okay. Now this is the data we do have here, which I am going to apply the mean median imputer. So this the data I have, where I have the surface treating pressure, then slurry rate, and then we do have the propent concentration. So this the only three column we do have. So first thing, how many record we do have here? 4752 rows and 3 column only we have here. So 3 column we are working. So just check the info of this one, df1.info. So how many record we do have? Under this total record we do have 4752 rows, okay, and 3 column. So when we will see the first surface treating pressure, so it is having only 4588, and total record how many we do have? 4752 rows. That means some values it is here, it is missing, which I am going to take here for the consideration. Okay. And the second one, slurry rate and propane concentration, it is as it is, all the record are available, 4752. So this is all the record it is available. So this is the one thing first we require to get, what df1.info, it will give us the idea. Okay, now we are checking how much percent of data it is missing. So this the df1 is null dot mean. Okay, into 100 also we can do it here. Okay, so here 3% data is missing. Okay, so surface treating pressure 3% data is missing. That means the first check is done. Okay, so data is missing less than 5%. Okay, now next what we are going to do, we are declaring x is equal to df1 dot drop. Okay, and column propane concentration, here I have just assumed that it is the y target, so I am dropping it. Okay, so after dropping we are here. Okay, we just drop, and the rest I have the x. So what the rest column we do have here? Surface treating pressure and the slurry rate. This is the two column we do have. Then why I am making it? Okay, propane concentration as y target. Okay, now when you see this x, after this, just run this code. Okay, now we wanted to see the x, so this is my x. Okay, so this the x we do have two column only, surface treating pressure and slurry rate. Okay, and then see the y. Okay, y I have this the value. Okay, now we are going to do here train test splitting. So x train, x test, x y train, y test, and then we do call train test split, and passing xy random state I am giving to, and test size 2, 20% for training and 80% for 20% for testing and 80% for training. Okay, and that state I am fixing to. So whenever there will be splitting will be there, I require the same type of data should go in the training and testing. Okay, now we wanted to see the save. Okay, I think it has not been run, this one. Okay, let's run this one. Okay, now see this one. Okay, so this the shape. So how many record for the training? We do have 3801, and then for test we do have 951. Okay, now we are checking. We already have checked that. So just we are checking here for this mean. So again, X trend we do have the 3% data is missing, 3.5% data missing. Okay. So now what we are going to do next, all the record which is the missing. Okay, first we are going to calculate the mean. So mean going to calculate and putting the one variable. So for x train for the corresponding column surface treating pressure, we are calculating mean using this code and putting into the variable mean underscore surface treating pressure. So let's check this. Okay, run and check this value. Now we do have a value 8142. Similarly, median we are going to calculate for the extent. So extent surface treating pressure dot median, okay, and putting in the variable median, okay. So just run this one, okay, and this is the value for median. So this is the value we do have for median, and this is the value we do have for the R mean, okay. Now what we are going to do, we are creating one new column extent, and then the column name surface treating pressure mean we have given, and what value I am going to give to this one extent, then the column the which we have, and fill any we are going to call from the pandas, and this fill any wherever there is a null value I wanted to replace with the main pressure which I already have been calculated, that is a 8142. So this the one I am putting it and creating one new column mean. Similarly, I created one new column, that is a median extent surface treating pressure median, and then what we are doing again extent, and we are just having this uh, column which I wanted to replace with the median value. So fill any we are calling from the pandas and just giving the value median surface treating pressure which just now calculated, it has to replace. Just run this too. Now the extent has been modified because two new column we have added. So extent sample we did it, okay, and what you can see it here, you do have the two more column, that is a after surface treating pressure we do have a slurry rate, and then surface treating pressure mean and then median, okay. Now you do have the two column, and wherever there was a missing value it was replaced. So this the one value we do have this one, okay, and one more value we do had the pressure which we had calculated. Let's see this one, okay. So mean value we do have 8142 and 8118, okay. So 8142, okay. Let's see where is the null value, okay. So let's run 5, okay. 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 So here was the null value. So what you can see it here, it is a null value. We can see in the record 2152. So this null value was replaced with the mean and then median. Okay. So this you see this column. Okay. So this the column I am talking about. Okay. So like that we will have the so many missing value and it will be getting replaced by the mean and median. Okay. So this is the one activity we have done. Now we are going to check the variance and covariance after making the replacement. So just check original surface treating pressure variance. So for that what we have to call extent and surface treating pressure, and then var function we require to call, and then we wanted to check that after imputation what is the changes are there. So this the changes for that what we are mentioning extent, and then we are taking the column surface treating pressure median. Similarly, for the mean, we have to take the variance. So once we run this piece of a code, okay, now this the variance. Initially, original one surface treating pressure column variance was 6920, and then after the imputation with the median, now the value is 6698. Okay. Similarly, after the imputation from the mean, the value is 6678. So what we can see it here, there is some changes in the variance. Okay. So this the one variance means it is checking the correlation. So here the correlation we are checking with its own column. So here it is the values, there is some deviation. Okay, because we are replacing with the mean and median. Okay. So now the another thing what we can do. So this is the one check we have to do. What is the deviation? So already I mentioned that when we are replacing it with the mean and median, there is some data distribution change would be there. So cross verifying with this one we can see okay there is some changes are there. Now the same thing what we can do, we can do the plotting, and the plot we are doing the density plot, and what we are checking is there any changes in the data distribution or not. So this is the code we are doing surface treating pressure, then surface treating pressure mean and then median we are doing, and let's see this. So there is a bit overlapping in this case for this taken data. Okay, it's not very much changes are there, but yeah definitely when we will have the data some bit little bit change you can observe. It's not like the previous one which I was discussing complete case analysis, it was completely overlapping. So this is not complete overlap is not there, but there is a minor bit changes are there. So when you have this lots of data, so you will notice the changes are there. So in the figure also you can see, okay, it's not complete overlap, there is some changes are there. Okay, so here one more thing we can check this out. We can check the extent dot covariance. We can variance we can call, and this the covariance with this the surface treating pressure, slurry rate, and then all the column, two more column, mean and median, and then correspondingly we do have a value here. So what we can see, so this the column relation with the same one, so this is the covariance, so column relation with the another column. For that, which parameter from the statistics we call? We call the covariance parameter. So here we can see, okay, it is the same. In case of this one, initially that with respect to slurry rate, it was minus 75. Now this the relation with the surface treating pressure for the slurry rate, it is a minus 73. So there is a some changes are there. Okay, and again with respect to the this one slurry rate, here we have seen. Okay, okay, so this is with respect to this one. Okay, and one more thing we can see it here. Okay, so this the one, each one like surface testing pressure relation with the initial one, it is the same. With the slurry rate, it was 75. Now with the slurry rate, it has some bit changes are there. Here what we can see, 73.705. Okay, so the minor changes are there here. 73.24. So minor changes are there because there was not much difference here. Okay, now covariance will have this again it is the same, but here we are taking in a scale of 1, so minor changes you can observe here. 0.2759, now it is 2759, that here 2770, like that. Okay, one more thing we can see, because it was mentioned, there will be some chances of generating the new outlier. Okay, so but this the taken example, it is not having the outlier developed, but this the same we can check it from X10. I am calling the three column, pressure and the mean and the median, and we are doing the box plot. So here you can see there is a bit shifting are there. Okay, so whisker is there, so there is a bit shifting in the this median side. Okay, so here you can see it was here, this is the original one, then the second column we do have a mean, there is a bit shifting are there. So here also, so this minor shifting are there. So out sometime what is happening, there is a new generation of outlier, you can find it out. Okay, so there may be some new generation, sometime it happens, so it does depend on your data. Okay, but it happens and you require to check the box plot after that. Okay. So this is about our mean median. Okay, the same thing we can do the same operation using the sklearn. Okay, so what we have to do that one. Okay, so here using the, so we have reached till here. Okay, now we are going to apply this column transformation and sklearn. So what we are going to do, we are using the simple imputer here. So using the sklearn, again we are going to do extend xtest. Okay, same line of the code we have to do, extend xtest and then ytrain ytest. Now we are initializing two imputer. Okay, so imputer, simple imputer we are calling from the sklearn, and strategy here we are giving the median, and again new initialization imputer 2, and strategy we are giving the mean. So now we are using the simple imputer. Now column transformation, for that we have already discussed. So TRF we are having initialized column transformer, imputer 1 we are passing, and then surface treating pressure. Okay, and then again imputer 2, again we do have the surface treating pressure, and the remainder we are going to leave it like that only. Okay, okay, it is not run, so just run it. Now we are going to fit this. Okay, so just fitting, what we have to do, trf dot fit xtrain. Okay, so imputer 1 we have median, and then 2 we do have the mean. Okay, now once we fit it, we fit the training data. Okay, and now what we are going to do, we are going to check the statistics. So how to do that one, trf dot name transformer okay, and imputer 1 statistics you wanted to check that. And what is the imputer 1? It is the median. So this is the median value which we have already get it. Similarly for the imputer 2 we can check it, okay, and this is the one we had the previously, okay, that was the mean value. So this is the median and this is the mean value we have. Now after that what we can do? We can do the transformation. So x dot trf dot transform. For the training data we have to do the transformation, not for the testing data, okay. And now we can check the extreme. So it is you are getting in the numpy array. So that's the only difference here. When we are using the simple imputer we can use, and we can do that. So once you do that, what we are doing again, we are checking the structure and we are checking the outlier. So this is all about simple imputer. Okay, so this is all about the simple imputer. So in the today's discussion, we have discussed the two topics. One is handling the missing data. Under that, we do discuss complete case analysis, CCA. Okay, and the another one, handling missing data for the numerical one. That is a simple imputer. So the next we will be proceeding in the coming classes. Thank you. See you in the next class.